change how you understand every single thing they do. Most people miss this, which means they're ignoring signals their cat is sending every single day. Because in your cat's mind, you're not special in the way you think. You're just a very large, very strange cat. Think about it. Why doesn't your cat greet you like a dog does? No jumping, no desperation, no need to impress you. That's not distance. That's not coldness. That's equality. According to animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, cats never developed a separate human interaction system. Dogs did. Cats didn't. So when your cat rubs against your leg, when they groom your hand, when they sit next to you quietly, they're not acting like a pet. They're treating you exactly the way they would treat another cat. In their world, you are not above them. You're one of them. A clumsy, oversized, slightly confusing cat, but still part of their colony. And that's not rejection. That's acceptance. It means they don't see you as something distant. They see you as one of their own. And once you understand that, everything else they do starts to make sense. Like when they bring you something dead. A mouse, a bird, sometimes just a toy. They drop it at your feet and stare. Most people think it's random, or gross, or even annoying. It's not. It's one of the most instinct-driven behaviors your cat has. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens, not to show off, but to teach them how to survive. And when your cat does this to you, they're not gifting you something. They're training you because from their perspective, you don't hunt, you don't chase, you don't survive. You just open a loud, cold box and food appears. To them, that doesn't make sense, so they step in. Some cats bring dead prey, some bring it half alive, giving you a chance to learn. And if your cat drops a toy and waits, that might be the indoor version of the same lesson. Watch closely. If they drop it and stare, they're teaching. If they drop it and get excited, they want you to play. Either way, they chose you. Not because you're their owner. Because in their mind, you need them. And then there's something even stranger. Your cat can't actually see you the way you think. When you bring your face close to theirs, and it feels like they're looking right through you, they are. Anything too close is blurry, out of focus. Even at a distance, their world isn't sharp like yours. You see details. They see movement. Their eyes are built for motion, not clarity. A tiny twitch, a small shift, the slightest movement. They catch everything. But your face, that's not how they recognize you. Not even close. They know you by your movement, your sound, your scent. You're not a visual identity to them. You're a feeling. That's why sometimes they can't even find food right in front of them. It's not stubbornness. They genuinely can't see it. So they rely on smell, the same way they rely on smell to know it's you. And then there's the sound they use only for you. That meow. Here's what most people don't realize. Adult cats don't meow at each other, not in the wild, not in normal cat-to-cat communication. That sound isn't for them, it's for you. Kittens meow to their mother. It's a survival signal. I need something. As they grow up, they stop, except when they live with humans. Because your cat figured something out very early, you don't understand their natural language. You miss the slow blink. You ignore the tail. You don't read posture. So they adapted. They brought back a sound from childhood and redesigned it just for you. And it gets even deeper. Your cat doesn't just meow. They customize it. Different tone for food, different sound for attention, different pitch at night. They built a language just for you. That doesn't exist anywhere else in nature. And the wildest part, you are the reason they feel safe enough to even do that. Because when you walk into a room and your cat goes from alert to completely relaxed, that's not random. That's not just comfort. That's biology. In a study at Oregon State University, researchers tested how cats react to separation from their owners. They placed cats in an unfamiliar room, then removed the owner, then brought them back. The result was unexpected. Over 60% of cats showed what's called secure attachment, the same pattern seen in human babies. When the owner returned, the cat relaxed, explored, calmed down. Without them, stress, vocalizing, withdrawal. Your cat doesn't just like you. Your presence regulates their nervous system, and that changes everything about how you should see them. Because when your cat settles near you, that's not just comfort. That's trust being expressed in its purest form. In the wild, a cat only relaxes when it feels completely safe. Every sense on guard, every movement calculated. But around you, they let that go. They stretch, they expose their belly, they close their eyes. Those are not small things. Those are survival signals being turned off. And animals don't turn those off easily. Which means your presence is doing something deeper than just being familiar. It's telling their brain, there is no threat here. That's why your cat chooses certain spots in the house, not random, places where they can still sense you. Your scent, your movement, your presence. Even when you're not touching them, they position themselves where you exist. And when they sleep near you, that's the highest level of trust they can offer. Because sleep is vulnerability, and your cat is choosing to be vulnerable around you, not because you feed them, not because you own them, but because in their world, you're part of the environment that keeps them safe. And here's something almost no one thinks about. Your cat doesn't understand your words. They don't know your language, but they've spent every single day studying your patterns. When you wake up, when you move, when you sit, when you leave, you are predictable to them, and predictability is safety. That's why sudden changes confuse them. New routines, new sounds, new behaviors. It disrupts the system they've built around you. Because to your cat, you're not just a companion, you're a constant, a fixed point in their world. And when that constant is there, everything else feels manageable, everything else feels okay. So when your cat looks at you, they're not seeing a human, they're not seeing an owner, they're experiencing something much more powerful, a presence they've learned to trust. And that trust shows up in ways most people completely overlook. When your cat slow blinks at you, that's not random. In the animal world, closing your eyes in front of someone means one thing. I feel safe enough to not watch you. That's why when you return that slow blink, you're speaking their language. No words, no training, just trust being mirrored back. Then there's the way they sit with their back turned to you. To a human, that can feel like distance. But to a cat, it's the opposite. They're giving you the most vulnerable position they have. No direct line of sight, no immediate defense. They're saying, without saying anything, I trust you to watch what I can't. Even the small things matter. The way they follow you from room to room, not always close, not always touching, just there. That's not dependency, that's awareness. You are a moving part of their environment, and staying near you means staying connected to what feels stable. And when they suddenly sprint across the room, jump, pause, and look back at you, that glance isn't random either. They're checking, not for permission, but for reaction. Because your response has become part of how they understand the world. Everything you do, your tone, your pace, your energy, it feeds into the system they've built around you. And over time, something subtle happens. You stop being just another presence in their space. You become a reference point, the thing they measure everything else against. New sound, they look at you. Strange object, they watch you. Unexpected movement, they read your reaction. Because if you're calm, then the world is safe. And if you're not, something must be wrong. That's how deeply they've connected your existence. their sense of reality. So when your cat looks at you, it's not curiosity, it's not confusion, it's recognition. Not of what you are, but of what you mean to them.